today I've got a few more Devore Dad thoughts. Well, I have lots of them, but another one today that has just been milling around in my mind. Been listening to a radio channel that I normally don't listen to. I don't know how you feel about it or you don't, but Ed Sheeran. And Ed Sheeran gets into all different kinds of pockets. The guy loves rap. He's on a lot of different rap songs. Not all of his stuff is just mushy love songs. But then he's got some deep thinking, emotional stuff. And some of the songs that I heard today that I've never heard of other than his really popular stuff. And of course I've listened to a lot of stuff where he's collabed on rap music. Kind of stuck on one right now called Aren't You Entertained, or Are You Entertained? I don't know the title of it, but I like the song. So anyways, it's a collab that he's featured on. Anyways, today he was talking, or one of his songs was talking about memories and things being passed down. And I don't know why, but I started thinking about the neurosis that family members pass down. Parents tend to incorporate, I don't know if that's the right word, but they put their neurosis onto children. I don't know if it's a hereditary thing or if it's just a learned thing, but in general, my grandmother was the life of the party a lot of times. She was bigger than life. She was known as Big Mo. She was just a big woman that was just full of love. However, she would also go down these rabbit holes of just depression and crying and woe is me, and it just, I don't remember exactly how far it was. I was pretty young, but I remember being in that spot where I always wanted everybody to just get along, and I didn't want to upset Grandma, and I wanted my mom to be happy and not to be fighting with Grandma and Grandma not fight with her, and I wanted everybody to be happy. And it was just one of those things that as an adult now I see that I still have that angst where I want everybody to kind of get along, and it's not real. People aren't gonna like each other. They're gonna tolerate each other. They're gonna love each other, but they don't always get along. And I have that neurosis handed down. It's an anxiety thing of wanting people to be happy and wanting people to get along. I don't want people upset. That's what it is. Granted, there's a handful of people that I just would love it if they were upset every day of their lives and I didn't have to interact with them. But that's a different topic. As far as stuff being handed down, there's a battle of depression, and I don't like the word. I don't like thinking about it. I don't know how to say this without saying it in a derogatory form, but I feel as if it is a weak saying, and I think it's a cop-out that everybody uses. On the other hand, I know it's real. I know people that just can't get away from it. They battle it, it creeps back in. They deal with it, and it creeps back in. On the other side, they're dealing with it. I don't like the people that just say, "Oh, I have depression," and they're not dealing with it. That's their excuse. They're not dealing with it. They're not trying to. And so I'm a mixed bag when it comes to that. But it's been handed down, and I get a little bit of anxiety in general. And I guess where all this is coming from is I'm hoping I don't put these traits on my kids. I hope that my kids, they do the best they can. They want to help people. They want people to be happy around them. They want to be happy themselves. I don't need them to get anxious because somebody else is upset. I don't want them anxious because everything isn't going the right way today. It will go the right way in time. I hope that my neurosis, the things that make me stress out, I'm not pushing on my kids. It's a little late now, they're grown, but I hope I didn't. I hope that I didn't put that on them. My daughter, if you're watching this, Megan, I know that from me, you have a very serious side. I know you have a very emotional side, a creative side, a funny side. We have our hang-ups. We get angry over stuff. I avoid some serious conversations because I don't want to deal right then and there with the conflict. And in the end, I end up losing my damn temper, saying stupid shit, and then having to apologize later because, well, I didn't have the conversation right up front. Or I let something else eat at me and I end up taking it out on the people I love when I get home. And when I say taking it out on them, not really taking it out on them, just kind of snapping. Just snapping because, frustrated, I don't know how else to deal with my shit, and I just snap. And then I end up apologizing to my wife or my family in general or friends because I just snapped. It lasts about 30 seconds, but it's enough to make everybody in the room uncomfortable. And I hope that my kids didn't get that from me. I hope that they are their own person. I hope they see my flaws and go, yeah, I'm not doing that shit. That's what I hope. I know that, my daughter, well, my kids, their mom, she likes shiny. She likes to change her mind a lot. And my daughter likes shiny. That's not a bad thing. Some things are sentimental. You hold on to them. Other things, it's time for new. Refresh. Spring cleaning, get rid of that shit. Move along. Other things, sentimental value, keep it. Keep it to heart. But kind of know the balance. Don't become a hoarder because you're anxious about upsetting the balance or upsetting somebody by throwing something away. There are things that I have from Megan and Zach's childhood that I'm going to hold on to. Do I do anything with them? Do they sit on shelves? No, they're in a box somewhere, but I still have them. I don't have every single thing. I might have a little bit too much, but I don't have every single thing cluttered up and hoarding away. That is another, I guess, neurosis thing or a bad trait that has been handed down. I might need that later. I might not. Sometimes you just got to do some spring cleaning. Hold on to the stuff that's really sentimental. I'm not saying throw valuable stuff away. The valuable stuff, you keep that. Sell it, do whatever, but don't just throw it away. Just be careful. Be careful not to fall into the negative things you've seen your parents go through. Be careful not to put those things onto your children. Do your best to be happy, be you, and show your kids how to deal with emotions. Show them how to positively work through a negative situation. They're going to embrace and celebrate the shit out of a positive situation anyways. But the little neurotic bullshit that works up in your head that you get anxious over, that 9 times out of 10 doesn't come to fruition, but you stressed about it for a week, don't hold on to that shit, and don't show your kids that shit. You just work through it, and I hope the stuff that I stress over, the stuff that I carry, my kids aren't doing the same thing because of something I portrayed. My grandmother dealt with depression. My mother deals with depression to a certain level. My grandmother on my dad's side was severely depressed from what he tells me. I don't remember it. Um, yeah, I don't know how each person deals with it or doesn't deal with it. I get anxious and I get, a little lackluster, but I don't let depression creep in too much. It might get me for a few hours a day, every once in a blue moon, but I try not to let that get to me. I know that there are some people that are chemical and clinical depressed people. Uh, and I feel bad for them. I don't know how to help them. Because of that, I am a bad friend sometimes because I don't know how to deal with it. I dealt with my grandmother for a long time just trying to appease everybody, and that's probably not helping. So because of that, I'm like, snap out of it. Let's go have some fun. Let's go do something. And you know, if you're dealing with something severe, that's probably not the answer. And I'm probably the asshole. But rambling again, I'm gonna go play some racquetball, have a good time, forget about this. Love your kids. Don't dump your shit on your kids. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't dump your shit on your kids. All right, have a good day.